King Kong is a 2005 epic adventure film directed by Peter Jackson. The movie is a remake of the 1933 classic of the same name, and it tells the story of a giant ape named Kong and his tragic encounter with humanity. Set in 1933, the film begins with the struggling filmmaker Carl Denham, played by Jack Black, and his crew preparing to make a movie in New York City. Denham is determined to create a blockbuster film, and he sets out on a voyage to the mysterious and uncharted Skull Island to capture the most exotic footage for his movie. To ensure the success of his film, Denham also recruits the beautiful aspiring actress Ann Darrow, played by Naomi Watts, as his leading lady. As they reach Skull Island, Denham, Ann, and the crew quickly discover that this is no ordinary island. It's a land filled with prehistoric creatures and a native tribe known as the Skull Islanders, who worship a massive ape they call Kong as their god. The crew's arrival on the island is met with hostility from the natives, who see them as intruders desecrating their sacred land. During a chaotic encounter with the natives, Ann is kidnapped and offered as a sacrifice to Kong to appease their god. This is where the heart of the story begins. Kong, a colossal and majestic silverback gorilla, emerges from the jungle and takes Ann to his mountaintop lair. Ann initially fears Kong, but as time passes, she realizes that Kong is not the monster she believed him to be. Instead, she forms a unique bond with the creature. Kong, too, grows fond of Ann and begins to protect her from the island's other terrifying creatures. Back on the ship, Denham and the crew are determined to rescue Ann and capitalize on the discovery of Kong. They devise a plan to capture the beast by constructing a giant wall and using gas bombs to subdue him. Meanwhile, Ann continues to bond with Kong and discovers his gentler side, observing how he cares for her and shows a sense of wonder towards the world. The crew's plan to capture Kong goes awry when he breaks through the wall and rampages through the village. Denham manages to subdue Kong temporarily with gas bombs and takes him back to New York City as the eighth wonder of the world. In the city, Kong becomes a sensation, displayed as a sideshow attraction. However, he quickly becomes a victim of exploitation and the harsh realities of human greed. He is put on display in a theater, chained, and subjected to a life of captivity that is far removed from his natural habitat on Skull Island. Ann, feeling responsible for Kong's plight, pleads with Denham to set him free. But Denham, driven by his ambition and the desire to profit from Kong, refuses. The film reaches its climax as Kong breaks free from his restraints and embarks on a destructive rampage through New York City in search of Ann. The final act of the film sees Kong scaling the Empire State Building, holding Ann in his hand. As the city's military forces converge on him, a dramatic and heartbreaking confrontation unfolds. Kong, though a fearsome creature, becomes a tragic figure as he valiantly defends Ann against the onslaught of bullets and fighter planes. In a heart-wrenching moment, Kong is mortally wounded, and he gently places Ann on the building's spire before succumbing to his injuries and falling to the streets below. The film concludes with a sorrowful Denham realizing the true cost of his ambition and the destructive nature of humanity's exploitation of the natural world. Characters: Carl Denham, Jack Black. Carl Denham is a determined and ambitious filmmaker who is willing to go to great lengths to create his epic movie. He serves as the driving force behind the expedition to Skull Island. Ann Darrow, Naomi Watts. Ann Darrow is an aspiring actress who is recruited by Carl Denham to be the leading lady in his film. She forms a unique bond with Kong during her captivity on Skull Island and empathizes with the misunderstood creature. Jack Driscoll, Adrien Brody. Jack Driscoll is the ship's playwright and scriptwriter, who develops romantic feelings for Ann Darrow. He becomes deeply involved in the mission to rescue her from Kong. Captain Englehorn, Thomas Kretschmann. Captain Englehorn is the no-nonsense leader of the ship that takes the crew to Skull Island. He initially questions Denham's motives but remains loyal to his crew. Skull Island's dangers. The island is depicted as a treacherous and untamed place, filled with various terrifying creatures, including gigantic insects, predatory dinosaurs, and vicious bat-like creatures. These dangers highlight the perilous nature of the expedition. Special effects. King Kong, 2005, was known for its groundbreaking special effects and motion capture technology. The film's director, Peter Jackson, used a combination of practical effects, animatronics, and computer-generated imagery, CGI, to bring Kong and the island's creatures to life. This allowed for a more realistic and emotional portrayal of Kong, as his facial expressions and movements were captured from actor Andy Serkis. Empire State Building Climax. The climactic battle on the Empire State Building pays homage to the iconic scene from the original 1933 film. Kong's struggle to protect Ann from the military's assault is a tragic and emotionally charged moment that serves as the emotional heart of the story. Themes. King Kong, 2005, explores several themes, including the destructive nature of ambition, the exploitation of nature and indigenous cultures, the consequences of greed, and the idea that beauty can be found in unexpected places, even in the most unlikely of relationships. Critical reception. The film received positive reviews from both critics and audiences. It was praised for its visual effects, emotional depth, and the performances of the cast, particularly Naomi Watts and Andy Serkis as Kong. It won several Academy Awards, including Best Visual Effects, and was a commercial success. Legacy. King Kong, 2005, is considered a faithful and respectful adaptation of the original 1933 film, while also adding modern cinematic techniques and a deeper emotional connection to Kong. It has left a lasting impact on the portrayal of the character and remains a beloved entry in the King Kong franchise. King Kong, 2005, is a visually stunning and emotionally powerful film that explores themes of love, sacrifice, and the consequences of greed. It pays homage to the original 1933 classic, while expanding upon the characters and adding depth to the story. The film's special effects, particularly in bringing Kong to life, were groundbreaking for its time, and its tragic portrayal of the giant ape has left a lasting impact on audiences. Please like and subscribe our channel to watch and enjoy superb TV shows and movie recap videos. One more thing, don't forget to share this video with your friends. See you soon in the next video.
I am touching the beast. 25-foot gorilla. Everyone needs to leave, okay? Come on. Let him roar. It makes a swell picture.